Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. From the Toybox edition, I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Bluestreak. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figure in his alt mode and his accessories. And first up, the main accessory, I guess, the handy dandy instruction manual. And here we have Transformers, Earthrise, War for Cybertron Trilogy, Bluestreak, and of course a nice illustration there on the front. On the inside, the illustrations are nice and clear and mostly easy to follow. And of course they are front and back. So no blurring or anything like that on these, which is always a plus for an instruction manual. Here he has the rifle that comes with almost, if not every, character that's off of this mold. And it's got some nice molded details to it. A little bit of waffling, but what mainline Transformer does not have some waffling somewhere. And then here we have the smaller weapons, and we'll get more into where these go in just a minute, in alt mode and in robot mode. So again, nice molded details for the most part, and there are two of those. They are exactly alike. So let's take a look at the vehicle. And just like most everything on this mold, you know, it gaps back here and it gaps right here. And sometimes it doesn't like to stay together. Now I will say about Bluestreak, at least he did get some paint out on the wheels here, even though he does have the clip-in wheels. And I don't really have a problem with the clip-in wheels. It's just when they need some paint just to help it stand out a bit, and it doesn't get it. Now, I think it's molded in this color, and then the stripe is painted on. Of course, these parts are just, you know, the plastic, where it didn't get hidden very well. And then nice Autobot tampo there on the front. On the undercarriage, it's pretty clean. You got some visible face syndrome. You could spin the head back, you know, the other way, and then you just have visible back of the head syndrome. And, you know, you can see the fist. But for the most part, I mean, that's pretty clean for a Transformer. And then he's got a port here and two ports here on the hood. He does have some paint apps on the back here for the rear lights. And you can see it gaps a little bit right here as well. And then I did that, and now this pops out. And so you can see this is not the best. And even though I know these are retooled from the Siege, I think the Siege's versions of these characters fit together in their alt mode a little bit better. Less gappy and stuff. So now, as far as the accessories in the alt mode goes, the rifle here, it will post by the handle in that port on the top, or you can use these on the side. I don't like the way that looks personally. That's just me. Your mileage, of course, may vary. Then on the sides here, you can see how these are shaped and how these ports are shaped, and you know, you just port them into place. And then we'll put the rifle back in there. So there, he's all armed up and ready to do battle, and you can see he rolls fairly well. pretty freely. I mean, there's no drag or anything like that. So that's always good. So there we have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories in alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons. And here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Bluestreak with the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Smokescreen and the Amazon exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Autobot Alliance 2-pack Deluxe Class Prowl without Ironhide. And there you have it. For our last set of alt mode comparisons, here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Bluestreak with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Generation Select Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of tonight's program, or today's program, depending on when you're watching it, where I attempt to transform this Transformer. So first, let's just pull all of the weapons off. Let's untab the doors. And you can see there's a tab right here and an open slot right here. It just kind of goes behind this piece. Fit in there. It's the same on both sides. Once you have that done, lift the arms up like so, and then just kind of rotate them out. And while we've got all that done, this piece on the hood, just give it a push there. It takes a little bit of pressure, just be careful with it. Now at this point, the top of the cab does separate from the rear here, and these supposedly you can flip down, and then once you have those flipped down, you just straighten the legs up. And while we're doing all this, don't forget these heel spurs, because he won't stand up if you don't remember to put them down. You separate the feet, and you have to be careful because there's this little post here in the front and this little port right here. You can see mine's kind of stressing there a little bit already, so just be careful with that on this mold, and that goes across the mold. So lower down Hasbro, what Hasbro calls gap fillers. So there's that. You can go ahead and rotate like that. Then once you have that done, you'll see there's a slot right here, and there's this wide tab right here that matches up to it, and those go together. So you lower this down over his shoulders and stuff, and make sure you get this stuff like behind these tabs here, and get that in place, and then push that down. Now once you have that secured, these tabs that I just talked about on the back of the arm, you can see right there's a slot, and that helps to lock it in place most of the time. Sometimes it does not. Then when you have that done, you can rotate the arms where the wheels are facing the front of the doors and lower the arms down, and there, my friends, is Bluestreak all transformed. Let's take a look at Bluestreak in his robot mode, and most everything we talked about in the alt mode portion about the deco and stuff, it all carries over into this, so I'm not going to reiterate any of that. What is new is the face, or the head, the paint on it anyway. Got nice silvers, like a regular silver for the face, and it looks like red for the eyes, and then red for the wings here, and then the helmet's in like a gunmetal looking color. So at least it looks gunmetal to me. I'm colorblind, so please don't harass handicapped people. So that pretty much does it. And I mean, as far as the mold goes, I mean, it's got details in it here and there. But again, most everything carries over from the alt mode, the feet and the doors, the chest. You know, we've got the abdomen down here. That's a little different. The legs and the arms. But nothing really to write home about. So as far as his articulation goes, the head is on a ball joint, and he looks up that high, and he looks down barely. There is no chicken neck. There is a slight waggle, and it's very slight. And he can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, arm raises up slightly less than 90 degrees, it looks like. And then if you close the door some and you let the arm swing out, at the shoulder you also get a 360 degree rotation, as well as at the upper bicep here on a mushroom peg, 360 degrees, and another mushroom peg here at the wrist, and it gives you another 360 degree rotation as well. And while we're on 360 degree rotations, at the waist there is another one, and then at the bottom of the hips, where, you know, the hips and the thighs meet, there's another 360 degree rotation. So I think that's all the rotations on this figure. So, but while we're talking about the hips, he can give you the full splits. He kicks forward that far, so wow. And then back, for some reason it stops right there, and he only can kick back that far. And I don't really see what's causing that, so it may be something internal back here that's causing it. So as far as the ankle goes, he does have tilt due to transformation, so it tilts forward that far and it tilts back, you know, that far. And then he does have rocker to the inside that far. And almost forgot, he does have a single jointed knee, but you get all kinds of bend out of that sucker. So there's that. And to finish off his robot look, you take the two small guns and you put them back here on the hood part, which is his back shoulders, I guess. Now, and you can do this however you like. You can put one, you can put two, you can put none if you want to. They also, on the main gun, these posts that stick out here, you know, these little ports, you can put that on there and make this a triple blaster if you want. I don't prefer that look personally. Your mileage, of course, will vary, or may vary, can vary. And then just put his rifle in his hand. So there you have it, my friends. A look at Bluestreak in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Bluestreak with the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Smokescreen, and in the back, the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Prowl from the Amazon exclusive Autobot Alliance 2-pack. For our last set of robot mode comparisons, here we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Class Bluestreak with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee, and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe class Bluestreak, I have to say, you know, this, well, I don't know if this is across the board or if it's just my copy, but this one seems to be the best fitting together of all of the Dotson brothers that I have. Prowl, Silverstreak, Smokescreen. This one just seems to not be as floppy as the rest of those. And again, I don't know if it's just my copy or if that's across the board. But, you know, I like this. Is this an essential character? No, not really. I don't feel like Bluestreak is an essential character. Now, for those of us who feel like, you know, the need to complete those G1 cartoon season 1 Autobots, then this is definitely, you know, you need it. But as far as things go, you know, he really didn't appear that much. And, you know, but, you know, he looks cool. I will say that. Not my favorite mold to transform, but, you know, it gets there. The alt mode can be a little gappy on some characters more than others. This one seems to go together okay. But like where the feet join up and stuff, you know, it seems that seems to be this mold across the board. It kind of gaps in there. But do I like the guy? Yeah, I think he looks cool. I'm glad to have him in my collection. If I had one big kind of gripe about it, is the fact that he had guns on his shoulders, and I think at least the toy, I don't remember in the cartoon or not, but in the toy, you know, he had missile launchers on the shoulders instead of guns. So, you know, and not that I expect him to put firing missiles on anything these days. It would have been nice for it to at least been molded that way, but again, I guess it is what it is. And not a bad guy, just a decent character to have in your collection, even though, you know, you never really got to see him do a lot other than transform and roll out, I think. But, you know, again, I like to have those season 1 Autobots, even though, you know, the cartoon isn't really my go-to. It's the old Marvel comic, and I don't even much remember him in there, other than maybe they named him one time in the first or second issue, something like that. But that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, ooh, that's squeaky, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.